All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Pastrami Nation Podcast. I'm Kevin, and joining me today is the co-founder of Pastrami Nation himself, Mr. Jason Smith. How you doing today, sir?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Sounding a little raspy, man. But
Yeah.
you got this. You got this. I have faith in you.
I have to.
You're doing great. And of course, the Godfather of toys, Christian Nacorda. How you
Yes.
doing, man?
Yeah, you sound like what's his name, John Wick, a little bit.
You do.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I'm
on
thinking
today's
I'm
show,
back.
I'm back.
Thank you guys for joining us on today's show. We're going to be talking some WonderCon action. We're going to be talking about John Wick 4. We're going to be talking about quite a few things happened this past week, so we'll talk about those things as well. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to this. We really, really appreciate it wherever you guys are watching or checking us out from. Pablo's joining us in the chat. What's up, Pablo? How's it going? Before we get started, though, I do have to comment on something some really, really cool news that dropped today, and I'm very, very excited for. During an interview with, I believe it was Rotten Tomatoes, X-Files creator Chris Carter was doing an interview, and he was talking, see right here, and he let it drop that Ryan Coogler is working on an X-Files reboot. They were talking about where the series was going to go and everything, and then he kind of let it slip. He's like, "Yeah, we got this young guy, this young director, Ryan Coogler. He's doing something with the property right now. He's rebooting the X-Files." And I'm like, "Holy shoot, awesome. That is amazing!" I'm so excited for that. Ever since I heard that news today, I was like, I just had to talk about it because I don't know what Coogler is going to bring to it, but a modern day take on the X-Files. I'm assuming we might not, you might have some legacy stuff going on with Mulder and Scully, but I don't think they're going to be a huge part of it, which honestly, as much as I love those characters, they've had their arc is done. I don't mind seeing them pop up every now and again, but a brand new, fresh take on the X-Files from someone like Ryan Coogler could be freaking amazing. So I'm really, really excited.
Right?
What's that?
Like a series, not just like
a series. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about a series. So
that's awesome.
Who knows what's actually happening with it, but yeah, he let it drop today. So and this is, again, it's not a rumor. It's just like the creator of the X-Files, Chris Carter, the guy who did everything. He let it drop. So that's just exciting. That's super, super cool.
Man.
I cannot wait for that.
Very cool. I used to watch that religiously. Like what was the new ones came out Mondays in the 90s, I believe.
They did. They came out on Mondays, and then it was Sunday for a while because it would be like the Simpsons, and then what was King of the Hill? I think it was King of the Hill, the Simpsons, and then the X-Files before they did their animation domination thing. So yeah, man. I don't know if it's going to be on network, if it's going to be like a Hulu strip, who knows? But I just thought that was a really, really cool piece of news.
Very cool.
But let's switch gears a little bit. And you both attended WonderCon this year down in Anaheim, California. I'm obviously going to sit this one out because I wasn't there. But please, Jason, you went as press to the event, and you were helping. You and Nolan both were covering the event for Pastrami Nation. Tell us what your experience was like, and tell us a little about the con.
Well, we've covered WonderCon like the past 5-6 years as press, and everything's smooth sailing, and getting the press pass, no different, smooth sailing. I think just at the beginning, the blue shirt security kind of set a bad tone, because Nolan brought his wife. She had to get a general admission pass, and they're trying to take the stroller into the big auditorium where you go to get those, and get stopped right at the door. No, strollers aren't allowed in here. Okay, fine, whatever. Stand to the side. And I stood there with Nolan and the stroller with the baby, and Rebecca went in to get hers. And just as we're doing that, like 2 other people with strollers just go right on in. And that's when Nolan just blew a fuse. Yeah. And he's like, told the guy, "You just let 2 more strollers go in." "No, strollers are not allowed. You just let 2 in." So then I was like, "Dude, really? What? You just let 2 strollers in, like right now, do you?" And the guy's like, "I'm just doing my job." I told him, apparently not very well. Yeah. So Nolan, I had to calm him down. I was like, "Nolan, just stand here, wait for Rebecca. These volunteer blue shirt guys obviously don't know what the hell they're doing." And then the guy's looking the other way at this point, because you didn't want to see us. So I was like, okay. whatever. Maybe one guy didn't know what he's not on the same page. Come around, she has her pass, stroller, and I even told them, go behind that other couple with the stroller right there, just so that way they're going to get them first. Sure enough, the girl at that door stops them and says, "Oh no, strollers are allowed inside." And the guy's like, "What? It's me, my wife, and my baby. I'm not going to carry this baby. What if it was just me and the baby?" She's like, "Strollers are not allowed inside." And then there's like 2 strollers just happen to be walking by inside on the convention floor. And then he's like, "Do you see those people? Turn around. People inside with strollers are not my problem." But he goes, "Well, then I'm not going to be your problem either." And he just kind of pushes his way in. So then at that point, some other girl comes and starts telling her, like, "Hey, strollers." And then Nolan's showing them the sign that they have posted everywhere that says, "No hand trucks or carts. Strollers and wheelchairs are the only exception." And this girl's still not wanting to see that, So I told the other girl, like, you need to get your girl in check. We're just going to go straight through and go in with our stroller like the other 45 people with strollers that are walking around. So that kind of like I'd never seen my brother upset at a con before. And this was that boiling point.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was odd. Like that was a haggle. Like I'd never seen that kind of thing before. Like, and just going into the con itself, I don't know. It was good. It was good con, but it seemed a little odd to me for WonderCon. Like I'm used to seeing Marvel and DC with the big booths up at the front, and that was absent this year. I don't believe Image Comics was there either. Just kind of, I don't know, felt like more like I was at WonderCon directed by the director of Long Beach Comic Con, the setup and whatnot.
Yeah.
Talked to some really cool people at the Bandai booth. Justin over there was really cool. Walked us around the whole, gave us the tour of all their products and whatnot. Hooked us up with some nano blocks, which I'm going to talk about on the Brick Therapy because they're.
Did they have all the Studio Ghibli stuff there too?
Yes,
dude. That stuff.
Dude, that stuff is badass.
I love this. I got this puzzle from there.
Yes.
From the Studio Ghibli at Emerald City Comic Con. Man, this thing is freaking
beautiful.
Incredible.
That is awesome.
Yeah. It's such a cool. I still got to figure out where to hang it, but their Studio Ghibli stuff is top.
Oh, they put out, and he was really cool. Justin over there was just like totally awesome. Gave us the 5-star treatment. I guess they were capping lines to go into the Gundam part of it, and he just tells the guy, "These 2 are with me." Takes me and Nolan in there. Gives us the breakdown of like Gundam as it goes from perfect grade all the way down to like the little kid grade you can get at the store for $10. And I was like, that's really awesome. And hooked it up with some nano blocks. So I'm going to be building a nano block Cutsman pretty soon. Cutsman from Mega Man is the guy with the scissor heads.
That's cool.
I look forward to that because their 1x1 block is like super tiny. He gave me a pair of the tweezers that they sell.
Oh man.
That's how small they are. Because I told him my chubby little fingers aren't going to hold that block. He's like, no, everybody has that problem. And we also went to Super 7, who are really awesome. Like they care about their product so much and their fans. And to sit there and talk to you, and I picked up this awesome little guy over there.
Hey, nice.
This is just like, comes off. There's like 3 different heads. But this is my favorite one.
That's so good.
And he even comes with like the little chips, like because it's when he was in space, remember, and the gravity was making the potato chips go in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do a really good job, like as far as action figures. Like,
yeah, it looks great. It looks great.
Really
that was a good. I know that series was that. I think Mo Sislak was in those.
It was Mo with like the panda bear, and then I believe Robot Itchy and Scratchy, and
then I think Kang was it?
No, Poochie, the dog.
Poochie. Oh yeah. Okay.
Which it looks cool after seeing him in person. I'm like, that just the different heads they come with, that makes the figure.
Yeah.
And my brother got some Silverhawk stuff from them. Pretty cool. They had those glow turtles, which I didn't pull the trigger on, but I was like, I kind of wish I did now. But anyway, Super 7's only in San Diego.
Yeah.
I don't know, just fighting a cold, that whole debacle with the stroller thing, it just kind of made it not bad, like a bad day, but like a odd kind of day,
I could totally see how that would like sour your experience, especially right at the beginning. That's a super bummer. Because at first I was like, dude, I don't really remember. And I totally get it. Like, even you guys were like, okay, but then seeing other people in there with strollers and seeing the signs, I would have been pissed off too. That would have really, I didn't have this. We got there probably around almost 3 by the time we got there.
Oh, we were long gone by then.
Oh yeah, okay, no wonder. And then we left. We probably stayed till about 6:30. So Dana was in full cosplay. So
What'd
you guys,
Ahsoka?
can I share my? Oh, I can't. Can
Sure.
I share my screen? I don't know. Do I have to?
Let's see. I should hold up. Let's see.
Let me see. It'll let me.
Oh, okay, cool. Go for it.
Cool. I have to select a tab. Wow, that's weird. Oh, let's go just there. Okay. So, you can, if you guys want to check out, oh my God. Okay, never mind. I take it back.
No, I can add it to the stream. It's adding to the stream now.
Oh no! It's just I had to restart everything. I had like this whole technical thing with Screencastify.
Gotcha.
And then now like all of my tabs I have to like re-sign in back to everything, so it totally sucks. But anyway, yeah, she did her Ahsoka, Ahsoka cosplay, and of course it was awesome. Like not to poo-poo. I mean, there's just like different levels of cosplay when you go to these cons, and like there are people who will like, oh, I've got on my Hellfire Club shirt, I'm Eddie. And then there's people that are like, oh man, that's cool. You see, like they worked really hard on their costume. And there's people that are like, that's like film grade. Like, you know what I mean? And not to like, I mean, it's all her. But like her stuff is like super professional. It's crazy. Seeing her. So of course, like walking around with her, it's like I was invisible, which was really fun. And everybody's just like, Ahsoka. So many people stopping her, asking her questions about her costume. So that was really, really cool. Yeah, it was my first time at WonderCon. I was really super unprepared. I didn't know. I also, if I'd have known, I would have brought cash because apparently I couldn't find an ATM to save my life.
Funny you mentioned that because I brought like $200 in cash thinking, oh, I'm prepared. Super 7, oh, we're not accepting cash. We're only taking card payments. I'm like, well, damn. And I had just left I was doing something and I bought something online. My ATM card was sitting next to my laptop, so it wasn't at WonderCon with me. Luckily, my brother was right there, and I told Nolan, I just want Homer Simpson. I'll give you my cash. He's like, okay.
Damn. Yeah.
A lot of places were doing that though. Like they weren't taking cash.
The one person I wanted to buy something from was cash only. There's a comic book artist, Jeff DeCall, who I adore. Just a huge fan of his. But he was cash only. I'm like, bro, I'll Venmo you. Like, I don't like PayPal or whatever. I almost bought something at Stan Sakai's because he still had the Stan Sakai editions for the NECA figure.
Oh, the Usagi?
Yeah, the Usagi. So I almost picked it up, but then I regret it now, not getting it. Like, fool. I don't know why I walked away, but I didn't explore enough because I didn't see the Super 7. I didn't even see the Funko booth. I think we were mostly like, we did a quick round and then we were mostly like outside with the other cosplayers.
Funko was like in a weird corner.
Is that where they were?
Like you wouldn't expect them because like, you see those tables with like the golden like curtains. Me and my brother call it golden age hell because like that's all the old comic books and you can tell you're in that section.
Yeah.
We never usually really go there. Well, I was like, where the hell is Funko? And then I saw this lady with a big giant Funko bag. She's like, oh yeah, they're in the back corner over the in Golden Age Hal.
That's why.
My brother's his wife wanted to get because Loungefly shares a booth with them.
Yeah,
and she does those little backpacks, like the little different themed.
Dana.
She's got a haunted mansion one and whatnot. They had like a Moon Knight one, and I forget what the other one was. I think it was a McDonald's French fry, but they were both sold out by then.
Man.
Yeah.
I guess if I was a chick, I'd want one of those backpacks too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little quick thing. I think we probably should have done our homework and been a little bit more prepared. I also like that they didn't like I don't know. They had signs for like, auditorium 1 for panel A. But they didn't say what the panel was.
Right.
It was like all the advertising for the panels was just like, oh, the 11 o'clock panel is in hall blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, but what's the panel like? God, I'm like, I don't know. It was just being used to San Diego. I felt like it was like they could have organized better, but I think the lack of ATMs was like the big thing for me. That
Well, I think
bummed me out.
I think this one was odd to me too because all the other WonderCons, it's been me and Nolan, and we've stayed the 3 days. We got there Friday and left Sunday, so like come and go as we please, you know. And I think we were trying to wrap it all up, and like we were going to stay longer, but then that whole debacle just kind of shortened our trip. But it's funny that you mentioned the Hellfire Club shirt because there was a guy clearly trying to be Eddie with his Hellfire Club shirt. And some old lady comes walking up to him and goes, "Are you supposed to be Kerry Von Erich?" You know, which is the Texas Tornado from the 80s wrestling.
Oh, my God.
I was like, did I just hear that?
Oh, my God.
And he looked like him kind of, you know. But he had the wig and everything trying to be Eddie, but that wig made him look like this wrestler from like the early 80s.
That's so funny. Yeah, we got there so late. I think our plan was to try to get there by like 11. But like things happened and we didn't even get out of the house until like almost 2. So yeah, but then by the end we were like, I guess I'm ready to go if you are. And like we didn't I don't know. I think we kind of like, I don't know that I would do 2 days if it's going to be like that again. Like I think 1 day is just enough. Like 1 day is all you need really for WonderCon.
If it's going to be this continued setup, then yeah, definitely just 1.
Yeah, but hopefully things improve on like next year. So
hey, the big one's in July anyway.
Yeah.
That's true. So. Well, very cool. Well, if you guys checking us out, did you guys go to WonderCon? Do you guys check it out? Let us know what you guys thought. Let us know some of your experiences, and we'd be happy to hear them. So after WonderCon, Christian, isn't that when you went to go watch John Wick 4?
I did. I've had a crazy weekend. We watched. Yeah, we did WonderCon. We went home. She had to get out of like her body of orange.
She should have just went to John Wick Chapter 4.
You know, I was trying to convince her to. I think in another reality she would have.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was good. And then yesterday we went to Knott's Berry Farm on a lark. Like it was just like, I'm done with class early. You want to go? She's like, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, John Wick was very, very cool. Kevin, you saw it as well. What about you, Jason? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it Thursday.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Wow, yeah, good movie.
Yeah. So I think the consensus is that it was amazing. I thought it was just, it's action filmmaking at its finest. It is everything that is kind of the epitome of what people are tired of right now, like totally turned on its head and making people excited again for these kind of movies. In movies like Top Gun Maverick, you have movies like this, tangible action you can see on screen. Now, listen, I've talked about this probably ad nauseum, but I'm going to go for it again. You watch these. I was joking with Christian the other day, actually. After we watched John Wick 4, we came home and we watched an episode of The Mandalorian. And as I'm sitting here watching The Mandalorian, I'm like sitting there like, this is not real. Like, it doesn't even look real. Like, it doesn't even compare to like the tangible feeling you get when you watch something like John Wick 4. I thought it was just really, really well done. It is a culmination of kind of every single trick in John Wick's book through all the movies in one movie. So it's everything's kind of been leading up to this. And it's just this beautiful ballet of just action and these amazing sequences that just go on forever. And they're so well done and they're so intricately detailed, and it's just everything is put on screen and it looks beautiful. And there isn't anything really I can say negative about this movie. I mean, I think some people might be able to point out the length at being a downfall of it, but for me, it's 2 hours and 45 minutes or whatever. For me, it's probably the quickest 2 hours and 45 minutes I've ever experienced in a movie. It just flew by for me. I thought it was fantastic. And Donnie Yen is just next level incredible. Like the whole cast is incredible. The scene in the Arc de Triomphe, they call it.
There you go.
Big roundabout thing. my gosh, like just I can't even believe they pulled that off. I can't believe that they were able to do that successfully, like without anybody getting hurt or dying. Yeah, I'm sure again there's some CG, right? But like for the most part, it's all there on screen what they're doing. And I just thought it was I'm still blown away that a movie like this exists, to be honest, especially in this landscape of everything CGI and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like movies like this are a rarity. And I think this is what theaters need to survive. And we've seen it with, again, Top Gun was one of those movies. And I think that's why horror movies do well too, is because a lot of it is real, it is kind of grounded and it's, physical, props and all that stuff. So anyways, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. What did you guys think about it? I know you guys liked it as well, but what were some of your thoughts about it?
Oh, I thought it was excellent, and I love Donnie Yen. Like that character was probably my favorite in the whole movie. And I really enjoyed the fight scene when he goes to fight the big guy, the gold teeth, the German guy.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of special effects, that's a guy in a fat suit.
Yeah.
They talked to him on the news, and he's like, "It's weird watching myself like do this." And I like how he's fighting, getting thrown off this waterfall thing in there, and all the people around don't stop or nothing. They just keep dancing.
Yeah.
Like this probably happens like quite often over there.
If you guys are martial arts movie fans and you don't know who Scott Adkins is, please do yourself a favor and look up Scott Adkins.
Oh, he's incredible,
prolific, amazing, so awesome. It took me a couple minutes, and then I was like, "Oh, that's Scott Adkins!" I was like freaking out in the theater.
Arturo has joined us, by the way. Just want to say hi. What's up, guys? How's it going, Arturo? What's up? Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. It was very, very beautifully done. I can't. The cast, I think, was maybe my favorite thing. I like, who knows how long the John Wick series will go, because they've already announced like the shows and then like spin-off things. Ballerina's coming up. I know that they're going to do a series on the hotel, right?
Just real quick, guys. So this is gonna. I don't want to get into too big spoilers here, but the ending. Let's just. I don't want to talk about the ending per se.
Yeah, specifically.
But do you guys think that is the end, or are you guys? So I'm kind of on the fence where I'm thinking, he's a smart guy, so he's able to like.
He wants his peace.
Right. Yeah. He wants his peace. So, what are your guys' thoughts? Because, obviously it could go either way, right? Like they can do John Wick 5, like no problem.
Yeah.
Right. Like it'll come back, or they can, again, but it does have an ending, right? It does have an end. Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it is the end, or would you guys be okay with it being the end, or would you guys like to see more John Wick movies?
I think if this is the end, beautiful. But they've established such a huge world, such a dense, like rich world of these beautiful characters. And really, we only started this story after John retired. We have this whole story of him before we ever got to that point. So, there's plenty of room to do this. I know Ballerina takes place. Oh man, see, I gotta be careful because I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah. I think I should stop there. Probably.
What do you think, Jason? What are your thoughts? Are you okay with the ending, or would you want to see more?
I'd be okay with it because it would be perfect like that. But at the same time, there's that thought in the back of my mind that like he's somewhere else. Like he wants his peace. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be okay either or even if they did a prequel.
Right.
So how as long as it's Keanu, like I don't want some young like actor like
no. If anything, I'd love to see like an old man John Wick, like an old man Steve Rogers, and like, tell us about it. And he's like, no, I don't think I will.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
One thing too, one little detail that I thought was super, super cool that they kept in this movie, because Chad Stahelski's out there doing interviews for this movie, and he was talking about the end of chapter 3. They weren't expecting to come back for a chapter 4, so that's when they cut off his ring finger, right? So they cut off John Wick's ring finger, and they're like, they want to do a 4. So I guess we have to. So they literally had to, they hired a special effects guy specifically to watch the movie and erase the ring finger in every single scene that it was available. So if you watch the movie, like for a second, like when I was watching it, I was like, wait, what happened to his? But then I remember, like, it took me a second because I noticed it just looked funny. And I was like, wait, what? And then it clicked. I was like, oh shoot. Like, yeah, he cut his finger off at the end of part 3, correct? Yes. Old Man Wick would be sick. It would be, Pablo. I would love to see that.
So also, because we did all see the movie, I'm assuming we all saw the same trailers.
Sisu.
Oh
Sisu.
my gosh. Yes. Sisu.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my god.
They didn't give a release date though, huh?
If you guys are listening right
No, I
now,
don't think so.
it's SISU. Look up the trailer when we're done with with
It's
this.
I think it's John Wick meets Inglourious Bastards.
What's up, Anthony?
Which is
perfect.
Red band trailers are the thing.
Man, like it kind of, you could feel the energy in the theater because even like Dana and I were both like, oh man, like it was so much fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that when he stuck that guy in the trailer with that
immediately. The theater erupts.
Yes.
Like,
we were like halfway through the trailer, and I literally looked over at Eli, and Eli looked at me. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm like, we are going to watch this. And he shook his head. He's like, yeah, we're going to watch this. I was like, let's go.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's crazy. Great. Anthony Blanco, what's up, man? How you doing? Nice
Anthony.
To see you, man. It's great to have you. So yeah, guys, if you guys haven't checked out John Wick yet, what are y'all doing watching this? Like, you should be watching John Wick.
Exactly.
Yeah, go check out John Wick if you haven't seen it yet. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you thought about it. If you have seen it, it's going to be, listen, I know this is going to be, saying a lot, but I have a hard time. Obviously it's not everything everywhere all at once, right? Not like, that kind of mind-blowing action, but this is honestly my favorite movie of the year so far. And I think it's, I hope, I'm pretty sure there'll be other movies that come along that might blow it out of the top spot. But right now, if I was to make a list, that would be number 1, really high up.
Super impromptu, but if you had to make a top 3 action movies of all time.
Ooh. So
John Wick.
Well, Terminator 2 is my number 1 all-time favorite action movie ever. Closely followed by Point Break.
Point Break was good.
Okay. I adore Point Break.
Patrick Swayze Point Break, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. I didn't even bother with the new one. I was like, what is this? Whatever. When we were at Emerald City, Lori Petty was there.
Oh,
and
nice.
Like, it took everything. I would stop by and say hi real quick, but like,
good old
it
Tank
took
Girl.
Everything out of my head. Tank Girl. And I was like, man, like I love you in Point Break. Like Point Break is one of my all-time favorites. And I think number 3. Oh man, that'd be tough. There's so many. I mean, John Wick is definitely up there. Like, this is gonna be a list, man. This is gonna be a list.
So
Terminator 2.
Thinking on this one.
What's that?
I have to do thinking on this one. Like,
that's tough.
3.
So it'd be T2, Point Break, and I'd probably. Oh, what about you, Christian? What would you pick?
T2 also. It changed my life, I think.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Fury Road has to be on there for me.
Okay, yeah.
I adore Fury Road. The third spot is like so precious because
that's the hard part. That's the one I'm struggling
with.
Too.
I want to put just John Wick, just say John Wick, but like it should represent the franchise.
Same.
Yeah.
It's hard because there's so many other, like I love Predator. And is that like sci-fi or is that action?
God.
Like, and then like all the Marvel movies.
I don't know. Sin City.
Hard. Yeah.
Sin City, yes. That is true.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
What would your first 2 be, Jason? I think if you at least had to pick, so let's just say there's 3, but like, at least come up with 2. What would you put on your list of top 3?
Oh my God.
I know it's hard. It's really hard.
I'd have to get back to you at a later date because
please. No, that's totally
cool. Action movies is like
gosh, that's a rough one. I think for number 3, if I had to make a definitive list right now and be like, all right, like this is, if I had a gun to my head and someone was like, John Wick was right here, being like, You gotta tell me what your top 3 favorite movies. That's a really bad Keanu impression, but I'd probably he's on the list. So like I said, Point Break, Terminator 2, and maybe The Matrix.
See, that's another one.
Yeah.
Damn.
What about I loved that movie Speed, the one with the bus.
No, Speed, yeah.
Like, another Keanu.
That's the thing. Like, it's incredible. Like how much never-ending story. Number one. Hey, it's an action movie.
That wolf gave me nightmares as a kid.
Yeah, 100%.
Atreyu!
But like the John Wick movies will definitely go down as, like you mentioned Fury Road, but I don't think there's been I use the word tangible a lot, but I think you guys know exactly what I mean. Like something that like feels real, right? Like you can reach through the screen and actually grab that thing, not the CGI blob or anything like that. And since I think Fury Road, Top Gun Maverick, and now this, or the John Wick series in general, have kind of changed the game and upped the game a lot too. God, Fury Road's so good. The sequel's coming out, the Furiosa movie. I think it's coming out next year or something. I don't know, but I'm excited for that too.
Super side note. I know that has Anya Taylor-Joy in it. And
yes,
she's taking Furiosa's road. I just saw a TikTok. It was an interview of John Leguizamo for the menu. And he was like, dude, that burger was made specifically for Anya. And he was like, and the rest of us had not eaten all day. So we were dying. Horrible. He was like, you could smell the bacon. We were all like, he was like, so immediately after he got Five Guys to cater the whole cast and crew. Which is really cute. That's such a cool story.
Did you watch The Menu, Jason?
The Menu? No. But I was thinking of John Leguizamo because that movie, Deadly Night, the Santa Claus.
Yeah. Oh, The Violent Night? Yeah.
Violent Night, yes.
Yeah. You should watch The Menu's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's great.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo. It's horror, but not. It's like it's comedy for sure.
I don't. It's satire.
Super dark comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, John Leguizamo. Wasn't he in? Also, remember Planet Terror with the chick with the gun leg?
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't in that, but I know who you're talking about.
No, that wasn't him.
Josh Brolin was in that.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember who else, but I mean Leguizamo. I mean, he's
been in
Luigi.
everything.
He's Luigi, right? And in
a couple Luigi. He's the clown. He's the pest.
He's the pest. What's that movie with Sylvester Stallone, mountain climbing movie that is
Cliffhanger.
Yes,
yeah.
Cliffhanger. Another one that's fantastic.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Demolition Man. I love Demolition Man. Like Demolition Man is just
Wesley Snipes.
That's so good old over the top.
And the weird thing is, it oddly holds up. Like when you see, like when you watch it again, it was on TV the other day, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh my god, like they got so much of the stuff right, just the little commentaries and stuff that they got right for where we would be. Spot on. Like it's so crazy. Obviously we don't have the 3 shells, but
there's some jokes in that, like the Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone stuff is fantastic in that movie.
Oh yeah,
I'll never forget. She was like, we're gonna blow you guys, and he's like, away. Blow you guys away.
Dredd was amazing.
Dredd over Dredd. I'm Dredd all the way over.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Dredd as well, even though I have the sentimental Judge Dredd.
The Stallone.
Stallone, Rob Schneider. Like, come on. That was quite the cast. And I don't know if you remember Rob Schneider in another classic, which was Surf Ninjas.
Yes.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
That was great.
Ernie Reyes Jr. Keno from T2, right?
T2.
Yeah.
T2.
Dude,
hey, he's getting a figure.
Incredible.
Yeah, with the little moped thing.
Yes. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Remember Sidekicks?
Oh, Sidekicks, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're aging ourselves now.
We are. So anyways, let's move on. I want to talk about one thing real quick, which I thought was super, super exciting. I don't know how many of you guys are fans of the Zelda series. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are. The new Legend of Zelda game will be coming out in a couple months, I believe in May, I think. Tears of the Kingdom, which is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. Nintendo announced today a brand new OLED series Switch, which is themed around Tears of the Kingdom. It looks incredible. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. You can just Google it. Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED. This thing Looks beautiful. Pre-orders are open now. You get it at Best Buy. You can get it at wherever you pre-order your games, your systems, your hardware, and it looks amazing. I'm so excited for this game. This is my most anticipated game of the year. I thought Breath of the Wild is honestly, Breath of the Wild is probably my favorite Zelda game of all time. I thought it was incredible, so I cannot wait for Tears of the Kingdom. So go check that out if you guys want to switch or another switch, or my family was like, when the Switch was first announced, they're like, all right, we're only going to get one as a family Switch. Now everybody has a Switch. Everyone has their own Switch.
Nice.
And they claimed it wasn't going to take place at the 3DS, but look what it did. The 3DS shop and the Wii U shops are closed as well now, which is kind of crappy. Those closed on Monday, so you can't buy anything on the 3DS or the Wii U anymore. It's kind of crappy. So that's the world we're living in, folks. There's a couple pieces of news too that we wanted to kind of bring up on the show today. So this is kind of a little bit more so trigger warning for people watching, just to kind of so you all are aware. Actor Jonathan Majors has gotten into quite a bit of trouble over the weekend. He was accused of he allegedly physical violence against his girlfriend. He's in jail. He's been arraigned, and he's waiting for, supposedly there's evidence proving that he had nothing to do with it. It's just kind of a horrible situation all around. I hope that my number one concern is her and his girlfriend, and that she's okay. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I'm not playing judge or anything like that. But it is a really, really rough situation. We'll see how it all plays out. We'll see what's going on, but it is a serious issue that I think, most people's first thoughts were, oh, what's going to happen to Kang now? Like, because he's Kang in the MCU, the next big bad. But if judging from the whole thing, like, it is true, I've never really seen an actor just throw away his career as quickly as he did. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But what do you guys think about the situation? I was kind of shocked, to be 100% honest, because I'll be the first to admit that I've been singing that guy's praises for the past couple years, right? I think he's amazing. I think he's fantastic. I think he's a great actor. But obviously you hear stuff like this and it's like,
it just kills it,
a little bit. Yeah.
It's disappointing.
His career right now. I think he's in 2 big blockbusters at the theater right now,
Huge. Yeah.
And to this kind of thing happens, it's like, man.
It's really sad. What about you, Christian?
It's a real bummer. I'm the same thing. I've been on this, like, rooting for this guy for so long. I'm just like a huge fan. So there are reports that from his lawyers that they have video evidence that and 2 testimonies from witnesses that say that it's absolutely not true. And apparently, I don't know how true this is, either his girlfriend or the woman who was.
She supposedly recounted it.
Yes. So
recanted.
But then I kind of think the damage is done too. So that kind of, which also sucks. Even if any of this is untrue, not a lot of people are going to follow up on this stuff. So the only thing they hear is assuming it's not true.
So my thing is, right, so I don't know how the justice system works per se, but if you're arraigned and booked and took in, there's evidence that you did something horrible, right? Like, most of the time if things like this happen, they're like, okay, let's talk to this guy. Yes, he's going to be arrested, but we'll let him go. If there's clear evidence that he was not there, he's out. He's off the hook. He's able to do what he wants. But the fact that he was arraigned and still in jail till this day, like, I mean, I can't imagine that the video evidence is strong enough.
Yeah, because why didn't they release that immediately then? If that was,
why wouldn't they release it immediately? And that's where my issue with it comes in, is like, well, they don't arraign somebody unless they have sufficient evidence that this happened. Because you hear about this all the time, right? Domestic dispute calls, whatever. There's some evidence, but not, and the guy's just, or the woman, whoever is the abuser, is just let back out on the streets. They're not even arraigned. They're just kind of, they might spend a night in jail, post bail, and leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Again, I don't know the legal system. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not one of those CNN. analysis.
Yeah, pundits
Nancy
or
Grace. That's who
anything.
I was thinking. I'm not Nancy
Nancy
Grace.
It's just a shame. I think a lot of people were really rooting for him, and this is just kind of like, it was really awesome to see, especially if you've been following his career for a little while, to see him, deservedly get this
100%.
rise. And like now this happens, and it's such a bummer. And I think a lot of people you'll see it all over TikTok. Like it's just disappointment, if it's true. And like I think you kind of put a lot of chips into this, like kind of go all in on an actor, and then something like this can happen. And that's got to be frustrating for like the studios too, because
it does, absolutely. I mean, especially Marvel right now. Like, I mean, again, like that should be the last thing on everyone's mind right now, right? Like, I totally understand that, but obviously they're in a business. Like, that's their job. Like, they're freaking out about it right now as we speak. Damage control and what they're going to do. Like, they're already making plans on what to do, right? Like, the night he was arrested, they were like, Kevin Feige was on the phone, like, rounding up the troops and trying to figure out how they were going to proceed with this.
Arturo, of course, it's innocent until proven guilty already.
It is innocent until proven guilty.
I think we're just kind of covering all possibilities.
All possibilities. And I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. Like, I have no idea.
I hope he's innocent for his sake and for the sake of the woman. I hope that he's innocent.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously, either way, for me personally, a woman has been injured somehow, and whether or not she was self-inflicted, like they're trying to say it was, it's horrible as well. So hopefully, she gets the help that she needs, or if it was inflicted upon her, she also gets the help that she needs. That's the underlying issue. It doesn't matter if he's innocent or guilty to me, to be honest. Like, I could care less about that at this point. Right now, for me, it's like I just want to make sure she's okay and she's
exactly.
So we'll see what happens. Speaking of celebrity drama,
now we get into the juicy stuff.
Some interesting DC celebrity drama, starring everybody's favorite, starring Flynn Rider himself, Mr. Zachary Levi. This whole thing is bizarre. So, okay, I want to start out by saying, Christian, again, you brought this up before, but I in no shape, way, or form blame The Rock or Black Adam for the underperformance of Shazam, right? For Shazam failing in theaters, I don't think, Dwayne Johnson has nothing to do with that, right? Like, he has absolutely nothing, right? Like, it's ridiculous that people are pointing fingers saying, like, oh, yeah, it's his fault we failed. It's like, how? Like, no, you guys should have made a better movie or whatnot. Again, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not like bashing it or anything like that. But Christian, you wanted to talk about this. What are some of your takeaways of this whole thing? Like, what can you kind of? So I know the situation, but I couldn't really put it in a funnel right now. If I was.
It's not like a sentence describer. You kind of have to go down.
Yeah. So do you just want to go down real quick and just kind of
some of the
bullet points?
So basically, a lot of people are pointing fingers. Obviously, when things like this happen, the failure of a gigantic movie like this, it dropped. It only made like 9 million the second weekend, so it's really bad. Like, it's not going to
performed horribly.
And considering that the first Shazam did so well, both critically and financially, I think it did well in both realms. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I guess everybody's asking the question, why is this failing? So people are looking back at the whole Black Adam situation and the takeover that Dwayne was trying to make, apparently, with the power of shifting in the DC universe or whatever. Here's the thing, just like what Kevin said, in my opinion, if everything that everybody has said about The Rock is true, it's still, you can't use that to blame, or to as the reason for the Shazam failure.
Just can I throw something out there real quick?
Please.
What do you guys think that the failure of it? I mean, so for me personally, I'm looking at it, and I think the failure of Shazam has everything to do with James Gunn and him announcing that basically, essentially, none of these movies matter, right? Like, that is going to be rebooted, so people are like, all right, then, like,
it's irrelevant.
Why am I going to go watch it?
This is inconsequential.
That's why I think I think that's a lot of the failure of it, to be honest.
I think that's the big part of it. I think that's a big part of it, that, like, I don't know why they chose to announce that when they announced it, when they still had movies on the slate. Like,
so dumb.
Let those movies release and then announce it. I don't know why they were in such a rush to do it. But yeah, I think that greatly affects it. But I still kind of think, had they not announced it, I still think it wouldn't have done well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much. I think it's just a culmination of all of these things. So, like, if you guys don't know, The Rock obviously refused to appear in the first Shazam movie as the villain, because I'm The Rock. I should be fighting bigger. Not to be mean, but man, like, Black Adam is a side character. He's a villain of a side character. You know what I mean? Like, he's already a villain of a C-list character. So it's like, why are you Thanos now? You know what I mean? Like, I only fight Superman. So, like, he refused. Shazam was supposed to make an appearance at the end of Black Adam. He kiboshed that, refused, and he wanted. That's how we brought in Henry Cavill. The JSA were supposed to show up at the end of Shazam. He kiboshed that. So instead, we see like Amanda Waller's crew from that. So
Have you guys both watched Shazam, by the way?
No.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
I mean, how was it, Jason?
It was decent. It was a fun movie. I felt like they could have did better as far as the villains go, kind of a generic, was it the Daughters of, I forgot who.
Sable. It's kind of.
Listen, Jason, you need to. So listen. I know there's a great divide on this podcast sometimes when it comes to The Rock. You need to talk to your boy and tell him you need to come on. You need to fight Shazam, man. Like that's that. You're the ultimate.
That's what I was
villain,
hoping.
Dude,
I wanted him to be there at the end, and it wasn't.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that makes sense though, right? Like, it's Black Adam and Shazam. But anyway,
so I'm not saying it's a bad movie. Arturo says it was good. I'm sure it was.
It was a fun movie.
I think the problem is the interest in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a superhero guy. I love superhero movies, and I haven't seen it yet. I usually go out opening weekend on every 100%. Superhero movie. And
I watched Black Adam opening weekend. Okay, I did. I legitimately did.
Hey, a different superhero shows up in this one, but I won't say anything.
It's in the trailers.
Trailers.
They pull an ex machina, and a very specific person shows up to save the day and kind of relieves Shazam of his decisions and consequences. Whatever. I heard that part's kind of like, oh, I guess. But anyway, I think it's a culmination of problems. In my opinion, I think it's a lot of that blame has to go to Zachary too. Like, and I love the guy. He's really funny. He's really charismatic. But at the same time, it's like he made some choices, man. And this was really obvious in the first movie. And from what I'm hearing, it's even more obvious in the second movie. Like, you have Billy Batson, who's literally been through a lot of shit. Like, his mom was like, I don't want you. You know what I mean? That's dark. And he was like a kid dealing with all that. But then when he gets to Shazam, he's like flossing and he's like, you know what I mean? When Billy is like a stern 17-year-old, like, Zachary's playing it like a fun-loving 12-year-old, and apparently just doubles down on that in the second one. So it doesn't feel like the same person is transformed.
To be honest though, like, if I was to get the body of a superhero all of a sudden, and I'm like 45, I would like revert back to like my 20-year-old self and do like Jackass, jump off. I would not be even close.
That's fair, but it's just weird when you cut back to Billy, and Billy's still like, the hurt kid. So I mean, I also get it because that's kind of the Shazam thing. So, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of different things that kind of led up to the failure of this. So
100%. I do think it's, again, we've talked about the idea of superhero fatigue, right? How superhero fatigue isn't a thing. People are just getting bored with bad superhero movies, right? So like, they're not necessarily bored with superhero stuff. It's just the mediocre superhero stuff that they've been releasing lately that people are getting bored with really, really fast, and it's, Marvel, they can do 3 movies and 3 TV shows a year. And I'd be totally on board if they were all excellent quality. Like, if they were all amazing, like Avengers Endgame style, just like incredible, the best thing I've ever seen, there'd be no problem. But the fact that you have, Quantumania, I got to be honest, like, that was probably where my heart died a little bit after watching Quantumania. Like, it was, I hear all these people talking about this, that they're doing too much. And I was always number one defender. I'm like, no, man, like, they're amazing. And after seeing stuff like Quantumania, and like just a number of other superhero movies. I mean, and I hate to, again, I've talked enough smack about Black Adam, but something like Black Adam, Quantumania, you got all these movies that are just kind of just barely kind of mediocre and not specifically like people aren't really trying to make them good anymore. They're just trying to make it's quality over it's quantity over quality now. It's just like, let's push it out. People will go see it. Let's do it. That's not going to last for very long, right? People, this is a good example of that. I don't know what the cause is, but this can also be because of that, because people are just bored with bad, mediocre stuff.
I completely agree. I just don't like the idea of hero fatigue, but it doesn't help when so many superhero movies in a row are mediocre. But you know, and I don't want to take credit for this. Obviously, if you guys listen to like John Campea, they say this all the time. Winning cures everything. So all this superhero fatigue talk, as soon as Guardians 3 drops and it's amazing, nobody's gonna be talking about that. Right. As soon as Across the Spider-Verse drops and that's amazing, nobody's gonna be talking about like hero fatigue anymore.
I think those two are definitely going to.
Thank God they're the next ones up. Man,
they're definitely going to bring people back to the MCU or to Marvel in general. Obviously, Spider-Verse isn't MCU, but also the Flash. I've heard really, really good things about the Flash. I've heard the Flash is incredible, and I'm gonna go watch it. Like, you know, I'm the same as you, Christian. Like, superhero movie comes out, me and Eli are there like opening weekend, right? Like it's like clockwork. We're not there Thursday nights, but we're there Saturday or Sunday. Shazam, I was like, dude, you want to go watch John Wick 4 or Shazam? John Wick 4. You want to go watch Scream 6?
Yeah.
Or Scream 6 or Shazam? Scream 6.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Zachary Levi posted a video pleading, and I just think that he just stay off social media, dude, because he was like pleading with people to go watch Shazam, and he was like, look, I'm not going to tell you to not watch John Wick. If you want to watch John Wick, you can, but if you want to watch something with the whole family that's not kill, go watch Shazam. He's like, by the way, Shazam's a better movie than John Wick, and I was like, oh, dude.
No. So that video was edited.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It's essentially the same thing, but I watched the whole thing, and then that bothered me too. I was like, freaking Zachary Levi. but then like someone like posted the actual video because he did it on TikTok, and someone, when it was spreading around social media and on TikTok, they spread like, so basically there's a gap between where he says that Shazam is better than John Wick. It's basically like Shazam's good. And something about like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but like they totally like move the words around to make it look like he was saying it's better than John Wick. It's a better movie. And he was basically like, I think he was saying like, it's a better movie for the family than John Wick. So it's a better movie. If you're looking for family fun, it's a better movie than John Wick.
He wasn't take back.
Because he even said something in the video too, in the unedited one, about how he likes the John Wick movies and he's a fan of them. But if you're looking for something to take your kids to, don't take him to see John Wick unless you're a parent like me. Go take him to it. But, you know, but still, that dude does need to stay off social media because he has been saying some stuff, and I do feel like he's like supposedly like, I don't know what happened, something about Vin Diesel chiming in and being like, the enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, like, come on, man, like, grow up. Like, listen, dude. I give The Rock a lot of crap, I really do, and people know I do. I don't hold back, but I'm like, this is childish on all sides, guys. Like,
this has nothing to do with you, Vin Diesel.
This has nothing to do with Dwayne
you got
Johnson.
family.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like,
you're always welcome.
It's insane.
You're welcome at the table.
It's insane. It's incredible.
I mean, he did make that Fast and Furious reference in the movie, I guess so.
And Shazam. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. You know, it's not something that's like completely off my radar. It's just like movies seem to be they're back, right? So it's like there's movies like every week. Dungeons and Dragons comes out this weekend. And like, I'm excited for that too. And like so many, and then Super Mario, I think, is the weekend after.
My God, dude.
First week of April, huh?
Yeah. I'm really excited. Oh, dude, I'm so stoked for that one. I hope it's good. I hope I'm not going to cry walking out of it. I hope I'm crying good tears. Like, I'm going to walk out of that movie crying. It better be like that's exactly what I wanted out of a Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes,
that's what I'm hoping. Anyways, guys, let us know what you know about what you think about all the drama, all the weird DC stuff happening. And yeah, I'd actually be curious to know what your guys' thoughts, what everyone's thoughts are on superhero fatigue, quote unquote, and whether or not you think it's real, if it's just the quality of them, or you think people are just genuinely getting bored with capes and they just don't care. Air, Mario, and then the one about Jordan's shoes. Yes. Air.
Yeah.
That movie looks great. Directed by Ben Affleck and got Matt Damon, Jason Bateman. Like, this movie's got a cast. It looks incredible.
Yeah,
it sounds incredible. Viola Davis, like, it's crazy.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I look forward to that one. So anyways, that's our show, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this brand new episode. Join us next week for a brand new episode of Pastrami Nation's Brick Therapy. We'll be talking about bricks and Lego and all kinds of fun stuff. So let's just go on the table real quick. Jason, where can they find you?
MySpace.
Just
AOL.
AOL Messenger. Friendster, all that fun stuff.
Napster.
Christian, of course, where can they find you?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Also, we just opened up enrollment at Brainstorm School. So if you guys are looking to take classes, it's like a la carte, basically. You could just take a class. It's not like this where you have to be like enrolled as a student, but I teach a figure drawing class, which is anatomy, and I also teach head, hands, and feet. We're adding to the class that I'm teaching. So pretty cool. If you guys are interested, look us up. We are Brainstorm School.
Now, is it an actual... Is it a Zoom type of school, or do you actually go to the classroom?
We were brick and mortar until the pandemic, and then we've kind of switched over to being online, which is actually good because that just means everybody can sign up no matter where you are. We also expanded our faculty, because again, we're online, so we have some of the best teachers in the world, which is pretty cool. So yeah, check us out if you guys are interested.
And you said head, hands, and feet?
Yeah, so I did. I have a portrait class that I do. It's an 8-week portrait class where it's just all heads, but we added hands and feet. So, really quick, I don't want to like go too far into it, but if you're gonna get into figure drawing, you only need to do 2 things well: draw faces really well and draw hands really well.
Hands are the most, like, when I was drawing, like, that was the thing that always.
It's not so crazy. Give me half an hour and I'll demystify hands for you. Easily. So, but yeah, you can, if you draw those 2 things.
Trying to get me to sign up for your class. I see how it is.
I'll give it to you for free. But yeah, no, it's cool. Check it out if you guys are interested.
Definitely.
Just by the way, I would totally pay for the class because I believe people need to get paid for what they do. So,
yes,
but anyways, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that fun stuff. Kevin Hoskinson or Kevin_Hoskinson. It's kind of confusing, but just not the one with the Confederate flag. Again, you go on Facebook, you try to find me. I don't have a Confederate flag. Okay. I've looked up, I've Googled. Yeah. We've all kind of, I don't know if y'all have ever Googled yourself, but Googled yourself or Facebooked yourself. And you want to see what people are saying people are doing. I do not have a Confederate flag. So just putting that out there. Thank you guys for joining us.
Those you think pop up.
Right. Jason Smith.
I have a friend named Malcolm Dohai, and he Googled his name. He's the only Malcolm D-O-H-I.
That is so cool. See, I wish I had a name
he's
like
the only
that.
one that comes up.
Wow.
He's an artist too. He's a mural artist.
That's cool, man. That's really, really cool. But yeah, anyways, guys, you guys have a good night. See you guys next week. And head over to pastramination.com for all your latest movie news, TV news. There's going to be WonderCon stuff on, writing articles, stuff like that. Get all the coverage there. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, find us everywhere. All right, you guys. Have a good night. Take it easy and take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys. Peace out.
Bye, guys.